a classic Italian game gioco pianissimo Italian four knights variation emerges in 18 American Continental Chess Championship 2025 Round 9, setting the stage for an intriguing battle. On e4. On e5. Knight f3. Threatening knight takes e5. Knight c6. Bishop c4. Bishop c5. On d3. Knight f6 leads us into Italian game gioco pianissimo Italian four knights variation. Knight c3. On d6. Knight a4. Bishop b6. Knight takes b6. On takes b6. On c3. On h6. On h3. King castled kingside. King castled kingside. Bishop e6. Tristan is aiming to play. Bishop takes c4. On takes c4. Knight takes e4, and establish a winning position. Bishop takes e6 played by Rojas Salas. On takes e6. On a4. Queen e8. On b4. Knight e7. On c4. Knight g6. It is novelty move. King h2. Rook d8. Queen c2. Knight h5. Knight g1. Knight h4. Queen d1. Queen g6. Threatening queen takes g2 mate. Queen g4 played by Rojas Salas. Rojas Salas considers playing. Queen takes h4. On d5. Knight f3. Queen e8. Knight takes e5. On takes c4. On takes c4. King h7. Queen g4. On g5, and seize the initiative. Queen takes g4 played by Tristan. On takes g4. Knight f6. On g5. Threatening pawn takes f6. On takes g5 played by Tristan. Bishop takes g5. Knight g6. Knight f3. Knight f4. Threatening knight takes d3. On d4 played by Rojas Salas. Rojas Salas might go for. On takes e5. On takes e5. Knight takes e5, and gain a significant edge. King f7 played by Tristan. Tristan might go for. Rook h8 check. Bishop h4. Knight g6. On g3. On takes d4, and put immense pressure on the opponent. Bishop takes f4 played by Rojas Salas. On takes f4. Knight g5 check. King e7. On d5. Threatening knight takes e6. On e5 played by Tristan. On f3. Knight h5. King g1. Knight g3. Rook fb1. Rojas Salas is looking to play. Knight e6. On g5. Knight takes f8, and gain a significant edge. Rook h8 played by Tristan. On a5. Rook a8. King f2. On takes a5. On takes a5. Rook a7. Knight e6. Threatening knight takes c7. On b6 played by Tristan. On takes b6. Rook takes a1. Rook takes a1. Pawn takes b6. Knight c7. Rook c8. Threatening rook takes c7. Rook a7 played by Rojas Salas. King f6. King e1. Rojas Salas might go for Knight b5. Rook d8. Rook a6. Pawn g5. Rook takes b6 and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn g5 played by Tristan. Knight b5. Rook takes c4. Knight takes d6. Rook d4. Knight e8 check. King g6. Rook e7. Pawn b5. Rook e6 check. King h7. On d6 think carefully what is the best move for Tristan. Knight takes e4 is best move here because pawn takes e4. King g8. Rook takes e5. Pawn b4. Knight f6 check. King f7 still Tristan is losing. Let's go to the main game. On d6. Rojas Salas is looking to play. On d7. Rook takes d7. Knight f6 check. King h8. Knight takes d7 and secure a stronghold in the game. On b4 slightly worse move played by Tristan. On d7. Rojas Salas is aiming to play Rook d6. Rook takes d6. Knight takes d6. Pawn b3. Knight c4. Pawn g4. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Pawn b3 played by Tristan. Rook b6. Rojas Salas wants to play Knight f6 check. King h6. Knight d5 check. King h5. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 and increase their advantage significantly. Knight h5 played by Tristan. Knight d6 Tristan fought hard but ultimately had to concede defeat.